Welcome! This video is about heating with wood, maximizing the benefits and minimizing the drawbacks. Best part is at the end when you see what my wood stove can accomplish in 1 hour. We've all been downwind of that smoky campfire, that smoldering, pathetic, wannabe combustion, putting out hardly any heat, but smoking up the entire county. Some fireplaces are not much better, most of the heat just going up the chimney. Here are 10 strategies that I use to get the most out of heating with wood. Number 1. Minimize the space to be heated. Less is more when it comes to heating performance. Small spaces are a piece of cake to heat. Here I'm heating 600 square feet. Number 2. Reduce heat loss. This is the lowest hanging fruit, the biggest bang for the buck. This is accomplished by having a tight, super insulated space. Otherwise, your heat is just escaping, kind of like a leaky wallet. Learn about super insulation, passive house design, window performance. Maybe consider window coverings. Number 3. Minimize heating needs by employing passive solar design. If you have a sunny location, take advantage of it. With good design, solar might be able to provide the majority of heating needs. Number 4. Minimize emissions by choosing an EPA-certified clean burning stove. Use good installation practices to get optimal draw. Notice, no kinks in the stack. Number 5. Minimize emissions using only seasoned wood. Seasoning reduces moisture content. This typically takes 6 months to a year. Number 6. Don't choke the fire too much. Try to control temperature by fuel supply rather than air supply. An overly choked down fire is a dirty fire. Of course, if the stove is in danger of overheating, you have to shut it down. Number 7. Use a quick and hot startup. High temperatures result in more complete combustion. The most polluting time for a wood stove is during startup, when they're not up to temperature. So get it hot fast by using lots of good kindling, paper, or cardboard. One of my favorite things about this wood stove is that it has incredible acceleration. With a good draw, not much mass, this thing just takes off. This is especially important for me because most of my fires are quite brief, only about an hour. Number 8. Use local fuel. Delivery of firewood can be expensive to our wallets and the environment. The more local, the better. Number 9. Use fuel that needs to be removed. I live in the dry foothills in Colorado. Every year it seems our wildfire season gets worse. Years of fire suppression have resulted in forests that are a tinderbox. In my neck of the woods, the Forest Service conducts thinning projects and burns slash piles. It's kind of wild experience a few years back to have these slash piles burned so close to my home. Dozens of piles burning, each pile with many times more wood than we burn in a season. The piles actually burned cleaner than I thought they would, but certainly dirtier than if burned in a stove. All of my firewood is a result of fire mitigation efforts, removing fuel that needs to be removed. This season, I'm burning only sticks. Part of my fire mitigation work was to low-limb trees. The resulting stick pile will heat my home for a few years. Number 10. Use the wood stove for more than space heating. Most of the time when my wood stove is fired up, it's doing more than warming the air. It's also heating water and cooking. I built this stovetop extender to increase its heating capabilities. The extra spaces aren't hot enough for cooking, but great for preheating and provides a convenient place to park waiting pots, kettles, whatever. A few weeks ago, we have a cold snap. 3 days, no sun at all, and the temperatures get down to -10 Fahrenheit. Didn't have any heating going on overnight, so when I get up, the temperature inside here is 51 degrees. Start up the wood stove. Half an hour later, it's 57. An hour after startup, it's 62. And in 90 minutes, it's up to 65 degrees. That's 75 degrees above the outside temperature. In this time period, I've also heated water for coffee, dishwashing, and bathing. Cooked my breakfast as well. All of this done with just a small armload of pine. The more average February wood burning session looks like this. When I start up the wood stove in the morning, the outside temperature is in the mid-teens and the inside temperature is in the upper 50s or lower 60s. In 30 minutes or so, the inside temperature is up to the mid-60s. An hour after startup, it's above 70 degrees. In this hour, I've also cooked my breakfast and boiled water for dishwashing, bathing, and coffee. Bathing water is stored in vacuum containers that keep it warm for use several hours later. This all takes only a half bucket of wood. I had planned on dedicating a space for storing wood inside. Turns out that wasn't necessary. Just the volume in this bucket is enough. That's super nice because now I can use that space for other things. At this point, if there's even just a hint of sun for solar, I'll be done with wood heating for the day. Thanks to these strategies, I only burn about 1/4 of a cord of wood per year. That's about 5 wheelbarrows. This wood stove is going less than 2% of the time. One of my favorite ways of turning towards our challenge of sustainability is to really squeeze the maximum utility out of our precious resources. This gets me more for less, but more importantly, it's a way for me to really appreciate the things that I consume. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want more, and in your own way, turn towards the stuff that keeps you going.